Welcome, Heidi, to Mind Machine. I'm happy that you are here, and I'm very curious to hear more about you and you are a circus artist.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
I am.
I think most people they will not know how to become a circus artist. So
Yeah.
can you tell me how did it start for you?
Yes, and thank you for asking me here. I'm very glad and excited to tell about all this. So I started actually as a ballet dancer when I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was early.
Yeah, so then I started already performing, and after ballet I went to see an ice skating show.
Yeah, I saw a picture
Yes.
of you in what, the World Championships? Or?
Yeah, I was opening performer there. It was
Wow.
very nice experience.
Yeah.
And
Where was that?
that was in Helsinki.
Yeah.
So 2 times I've been opening performer in big competitions, world championships in figure skating.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it was
that's
kind of nice to go back to that world, because then I started figure skating and I did that competitive level.
Yeah.
And then I went back to dancing. I've been all the time training and doing performing. And I was 18 when I started circus school, so I was pretty old, but I had background for so many different things. So it was for me like it was combination of all together, like putting dance, skating, all the acrobatics I've done alone, all together.
Yeah.
It's like the point where everything connected for me.
And how do you just go into it? Because I mean, I think there's a lot of myth and so on in the circus world, that it is like when circus comes to town, it's like something special. I remember when I was a kid, and it was like it is different people than normal people in some way, or but how is circus today?
Well, today I would say it's very broad. Like it's coming to more different level of art. There's contemporary circus, which is new for me actually, because I've been doing traditional circus. So this one that I traveled with the circus tent and perform in every town. So I have done that, which is I hopefully it's coming back again, because there was time where it was going down a bit. But there's so different levels. Then there's more like big productions like Cirque du Soleil, and then those who travel with own company. So there's many. It's very like say broad circus. Like, are you doing in the black box in a theater, or you travel with tent, or something between, like in a some kind of
You
like
have tried most of it then.
So far, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like that it's so broad.
Yeah, and which one do you prefer, if you can choose?
I don't know. There's everything have a little bit different vibe in it, but I like the whole magic in it. I always say magic because it is, although it's a hard word.
But but that's another thing, because it must be every day a lot of training.
Yeah, it is, and of course not especially training to that discipline,
but
every day have to connect with body and mind, and like be aware of what today, do I have something today going on in and it's very like sensitive, which is same time very nice, but same time sometimes it can be annoying, like going holiday, you always have to like keep in mind that have to keep going the condition that I'm ready to, if somebody calls me, hey, I have a gig, do you want to perform, that I'm ready to perform.
So do you also have to be very careful what you eat and so on? I mean, it is like a elite gymnast or something, that you have to take care of your body in a physical way that is extreme.
Yeah, actually yes. Like there was time I was very strict when I started, when I was like 20. Now I'm more flexible, but I still I want to take care of that I can feel if I eat bad, that I can feel in my training, and I get aches in my body, and so I think it's a big thing of it, but I also like it, so it's a good thing.
So
it's okay.
I guess that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I forgot to say, you're from Finland.
Yes, I'm from Finland.
And because my machine interviews, I also usually talk a little bit about the culture that you're from.
Yes.
And the whole idea with this this series of interviews is people from another culture than Danish.
Yes.
That are currently living in Denmark. And do these people take like you? Do you take some of your culture into what you do here, or I know that a lot of the culture is similar, Danish and Finnish, but still there are some differences.
Yeah.
And do you think about your own culture?
Yes, I think about often. Like, I don't know. Mostly it's coming from me from the nature. Like if I go Finland, I get inspired back to the nature again.
Yeah.
Like snow and this feeling surrounded with snow. Like I love winter.
Yeah.
And it's kind of come to my, I don't know, this kind of feeling. In Finland it's a lot of dark also, but same time the snow gives a light. So
where in Finland are you from? Are you from the north or the south?
I'm from 100 kilometers from Helsinki to up the north. So
Yeah.
not all the way Lapland, no. But I've been there every year. Like it's my thing. Yes, I travel every year to Lapland because it's like for me, it's a like tradition, and I love it there.
So you feel very connected with it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there some things from that culture that you think you are bringing into your work as a circus artist?
Maybe not so visible, but in like more deeper level that in my mind. Somehow like I'm actually looking forward to do something with this singing.
Yeah.
It's joikaminen in Finnish, but I don't know in English the word, but it's a type of singing what they do in up north, also north
That's interesting.
in Norway, and it's like very, very pure, like it's mostly used for singing for like calling cows or like those. So that's something I really want to work with future and like use it in my act, but so far I'm doing like acts with what is needed to special cases. So
but do you sing also in the performances?
I don't sing.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
you will eventually.
Maybe. I'm very.
Okay, that's interesting. Because I think also one of the things I was thinking is, do you consider yourself like an artist? Because I think a lot of people will not see circus as an art form, but more like acrobats, gymnastics, something like that. But there's always a fine line between when is something art and when is not art. So how do you see it yourself?
Well, there was a long time I didn't see myself as an artist.
Yeah.
And now when I look back and I look my CV and like what I've done, and I'm like, okay, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Like been performing, but it's going like so fast. Like when I've been in some circus and it's every day 2 shows and you're just like in the bubble and you just think about training. You more think about that you can survive.
Yeah.
Then you forgot that I'm actually like doing arts here. Like I'm giving part of me this audience, and that's what I do. But of course, when I'm in the moment in the stage, I forget everything else. Like it's.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But.
Especially when you're doing things that are potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
Then there is no time to think of the grossing list or anything else.
No. So yes, nowadays I do, but it took me quite a long time.
Yeah.
Because I come from sports also, so I've been very disciplined.
Yeah. But you could maybe also say that like the figure skating also contains some element of art, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a scene very like sport.
Yeah.
But it is actually they are like dancing on ice, and it's always like they have this meaning in it still. Although they do very technical, but they have 2 programs they do
Yeah.
Short program and free program, and then other one they can go more crazy. Yeah.
As I told you before, I have these
Yes.
Mind Machine cards, and I think the time is now. I will just shuffle them a little bit, and we'll see what your intuition is going to draw.
Yes.
So you just pick one you like.
Mm-hmm.
Take the red one.
The red one. Can I turn it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's just one word.
Oh.
Empathy. Maybe I should do like this.
Empathy.
So when you get a word like this, I would ask you, like, how does empathy? How do you use? Is it something that is in when you're working? Like, what do you think of it?
Well, I think about a lot of empathy, like the artist empathy towards herself, himself.
Yeah.
You know, like that there have to be empathy and not always so like maybe strict about things. And I'm thinking about that way now. Straight away came to my mind.
Yeah.
That being empathic in the way of doing, maybe. Yeah.
But I have to ask you, when you perform, I must admit I haven't seen any of your performances yet. I've just seen pictures and small video clips.
Yeah.
But do you work together with other? Do you have acts where you're not just solo?
Yeah, I actually just did first solo project ever with my sister.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was first time I did like something big together with the group.
Yeah.
And
because that's where I think empathy is an important part.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, totally. And this word also reminded of my little sister straight away.
Yeah.
And like personal, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, as I told you, you have to you have to take 3 during this interview.
Yes.
And we'll see where it takes us.
I go this way. Can I turn it?
Yes, please. It's a bit longer. It's like
music can change your frequency and thereby change your moods and actions. Should I show it?
Yeah, please. Yeah, this is like a music question or a music statement. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true, or do you think? Because music is frequencies, right?
Yeah.
Like in my everything is frequencies.
Yeah.
Because inside the atoms, it's just frequencies. Mostly, there's a very very tiny bit of it that is matter, that is like the core.
Yeah.
But most of it is just a frequency. But have you ever any examples that music change your mood?
Yes, and this also goes with my solo project.
Yeah.
What is now a little bit on pause because we're looking for a place. Because we had Palle doing music.
Yeah.
From here in Odense.
Yeah, I know.
In my solo, and he especially make music that actually affects. He used the frequencies which can relax people.
Yeah.
And like change. So that goes also with the whole thing.
Interesting.
And I'm really curious about also this thing. I think it's a big thing also, and we should use it more, and so we can affect moods.
Yeah.
And
but still, like it's kind of the things you do when you meditate also.
Yes.
I've seen these experiments where you measure the frequencies of the different, and it changes when you start meditating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm totally agree that we can change. Anything can change your frequency.
Yeah.
And the more you get in peace and in control with your own self, you will not be affected. That you will be able to affect yourself from inside instead of from outside and in.
Yeah, that's true.
But But did you regard yourself as a spiritual person?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And how,
I am unfortunate. No, not unfortunate.
and how is that showing in your life?
Well, it's showing every day. I do yoga, and I also teach yoga as a side, and I meditate and I write a lot. And I really believe that the way we are thinking that affects to, like they say, actions. I really like this, that it says also actions, because when we change our thinking, we change how we act.
Exactly.
And it affects to, like if everyone would think about first like that they are comfortable themselves, then it would be help so many things and then help others.
Yeah.
So I think it's I believe this energy is also that what energy is going on.
But basically energy is frequency also.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So this kind of it's sometimes hard to describe, you know.
It is. But I find it very, very interesting, this subject. That's also part of Mind Machine. That's actually why it's called Mind Machine.
That's...
because I want to learn more of how different cultures around the world look at these subjects, like music, art, and also all the things behind. Because why do you think you become an artist? Why are you you have a need for creating things? Because not everyone has that.
Yeah, I've been actually. It's funny. I read yesterday one book called "You are artist and you can save your life" or whatever, and it says that you have to do art. Like there's so many times I think I should do something else, but then I always come back to. And then I think it started when I was ice skating and we did like technical training, like let's do jumps and okay, let's go around and then we had end of training. I was 8 years old and our coach put music and it was like improvisation, and that was my favorite thing. Like you can do whatever you want on the ice and just like feel the music. And I always remember I lost totally, like I was in my own world. Yeah, and I loved improvisation. And then I maybe realized like, okay, then I came back to it later. But so I think it's something inside, some kind of fire, or you know, like what wants to do and show, and it's just how it is.
Because it's very different from people to people. How they feel about this, and I think also some artists are not aware of why they do it, and they just have this urge to do it. And I think also some artists, they do it to get to feel loved, you know. That can be a lot of ways into it, but do you feel like a liberation in it when you are? How does it feel to hang there in a trapeze in?
It feels just something I can handle, and like I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like it's just like home.
I would not feel comfortable.
It's just the feeling like yes, this is. It's and about music. One thing, I get inspired when I create something. I get inspired of music. Like if I go see a movie, if I go see some other show, I get inspired of the music first.
Yeah.
Like, and if I listen music, I think straight away how to move it, what kind of movements. Like it's very connected for me, like very important, like the music.
Yeah.
And I have performed many different, but it's always like gives me so much like things.
Do you, because the things you do, some of them are pretty dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Have you had any like really bad situations with that?
Yes, I had in England. I did one trick that my trapeze is behind my back, and I'm actually on ice. I was doing ice show, and I have to go around and throw my legs like close to the ice, but then the wire was super long, so it went down even more. So I hit my chin and teeth to the ice, like this, and I got like I didn't get concussion, but I got like my teeth almost broke, like it got inside injured, and then there was like, luckily nothing happened bad, but that was pretty scary. Like, so I always say it's better be up than down. Like I always say to my colleagues, like it's always safe to go more up because then you hold. If you're close to floor or ice, you know, that's dangerous. Like
it doesn't make sense to me though. Because if you fall from up there, then you're in big trouble, right?
Yeah, but you train for that.
Yeah.
But that's the one.
But is there like a? Do you think of the danger when you're up there?
No, not anymore. Like yes, I'm aware of every single thing I do with my hands, but then I'm like super, you know, active, like you know. So I don't think about it.
I guess you can't really think of.
No.
You have to be confident.
Yeah.
Super confident on it.
Yeah.
And I guess you also, when you train it close to the ground, or you have like, you have safety net? No.
No, I can't have because I have skates and I go down up.
Yeah.
So that's why. So.
Well. Anyway.
Yes.
I think you should check.
Last one?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm gonna think. I think this one say something. Oh, yeah. This middle one. Specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what it says.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. What are the most important assets you have in life?
Yeah.
Is this about everything?
Well, it seems like it's just about one thing, because it's what is the most important.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and when I think of this, I think I think of something that Dalai Lama said at one time. I went to see him in Copenhagen once. He was there, and he was asked by one in the audience, "Why are you always so happy? Why?" And he answered, "It's because my list of priorities is always completely strict." So he knows exactly what is the most important thing to do at every minute of his day.
Okay.
And so for me, what is the most important? Now it's like an asset, but what is the most important thing? I think it's very important to think about these priorities. What is important? Is family? Is it health? Is it what? Yeah, it can be a lot of things.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe I made the question more difficult now.
No, it's not. I actually know the answer straight away when I see this.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think it's, for me, it's freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been, and even I go older, it's always stronger.
And then that requires me to ask more into what is freedom for you.
Freedom for me. Well, actually, I guess it's doing what I love.
Yeah.
Like doing circus and other stuff, and enjoying life, and taking like care of the loved ones, and you know, like being present, and it's many things in it, but behind it's like freedom, that I can feel free, and maybe that actually comes inside rather than outside. Than in the mind. Yeah,
because for many people, freedom is related with having economical freedom also. So you can actually do whatever you want, but whenever you want. So if I feel like I want to travel to India, then I can go tomorrow if I want. Well, I can't. You have to apply for visa and so on. But you get the point.
Yeah.
Is that any of your kind of freedom? Is that any concern of that?
It's part of it, yes, of course.
Yeah.
A little bit, but not that I think it first in it.
No.
It's more like I've been doing all kinds of jobs besides artist.
Yeah.
And I feel most free when I'm doing arts.
Yeah.
Although it's always not most stable.
No, but also because it can be it can be difficult to actually make a living from art.
Yes. Yeah.
So for most artists I have talked with, the economical part is a big issue because it costs money to make art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For me, as a painter, for example, I need to buy canvases, I need to buy paint, I need to, and as a musician, I need to have the good instruments. I need to, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if you don't make enough money with selling your art, then you have to have some other job where maybe you don't enjoy the job that much, and that's not really freedom. Then.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah. One thing I would like to ask you also, maybe just here in the last moments here, if there are any. First of all, do you have any regrets of any of the things that you have done?
As an artist?
Yeah.
As an artist, or
that's what I'm thinking. Well, it can be when you are an artist, everything is kind of connected to it in a way. I think.
Yeah. No, I don't think. There's like places I went performing for too low money, and now I'm like, I would not do it again.
Yeah.
But I don't regret it because I learned from it. I always think about this way, that I can learn from the stuff I do.
Yeah, some people also say that like the learning part is the only thing we actually have.
Yeah.
Everything else is just predictions of the things that we learn.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you agree on that.
Oh, that's I never heard that actually.
No.
I need to like think about it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it does to me anyway.
Yeah.
Because we can be in something that feels very, very bad or something that feels very good, but the only thing we can take from it is the teachings that's hidden in it.
Yeah.
Because they show only like the present moment, and the things that you were in that feels bad, you can choose right now that no, I don't want to feel bad about it anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Because we have only now.
Yeah, it's at this moment.
It's always it's a triggery thing with talking about time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because it is like it has puzzled also astrophysics and the science people for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And nobody could really define it. I've read a couple of books about it also, and the thing is, because nobody can ever be other places than right now. You can think of something that had happened, or in your mind it has happened.
Yeah.
But let's say that you and your sister have a memory from childhood or something, and you can go back and memorize that, and she can go back but the things that you two memorize is not the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So the past is very subjective.
It's about how one's eyes.
It's how you project it.
Yeah, from your eyes. Yeah.
And the same if you go to the future, you can imagine things that could happen, or but it will also be only your imagination.
Yeah.
So that's where you think, where you talk about time is only now. You cannot. There's no time. It's not linear as we think. We measure it linearly with our clocks and so on.
Yeah.
But it isn't really. And it's really hard to grasp.
We just decided that. Yeah. Those things are so interesting. I could go very deep with that.
Anyway, the last thing I wanna ask you is like if there are some young people that say, I want to be a circus artist, how do I become that? Where do I start? Well, you started at 4, so you have to start early maybe.
Yeah, you can start circus anytime. That's the thing. I started. I always wanted to move, but I'm very like in a way positive in that. If you train hard, if you really want to do it, I think it's possible. Especially circus is like so wide. You can do. You can be juggler. You can be also a musician. Like mixing something. It's just what you want. And just start to doing it and find people who are around. Also, I think it's important to connect with other people.
Yeah, I guess so.
To get some like inspiration and training for so or a circus school.
Are there circus schools here in Denmark?
Not really actually.
No.
But there's other countries. There's a lot like France have many. Belgium. There's Finland is one.
But isn't it hard to get into circus school?
Yeah, there's like auditions.
Yeah, I would imagine though.
But if you really want to do it, they can also see it. Like in my class, there was people who never done any physical things, and it's very physical. Our circus school was very physical, and they train so hard, and they become like full art. Like it's crazy how they changed in 3 years. So I think everything is possible if we really want to do it and believe it and train hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Thank you once again for coming here. It was very interesting to hear about your perspective on life and about your work and as an artist. Yes. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. It was